Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. This is something a little bit special, kind of like those podcast episodes I have been re-airing on my channel. This is the top 10 Christian rock and metal releases of the first quarter of 2021. I put up a little community vote, and this is what you guys wanted over the top 10 albums of 2010, which I plan on doing that series eventually, kind of going back through the last decade and kind of giving you guys my favorite releases over those years. But you guys wanted this right now instead, so I'm covering January, February, and March, all of those releases in 2021 so far, just counting albums and EPs, no singles or anything like that. As a disclaimer, these are all of my own personal opinions. This is not based on anybody else's opinions. This is just what I think is the best as far as what I enjoy the most, what have I gone back to the most, and then I do take into account things like album art, production quality, the songs themselves, but mainly it's just how much have I enjoyed it personally. If you guys enjoyed today's video, a lot of work went into this one, and it would be super awesome if you guys would hit that like button down below. And if you are new and you enjoy it, consider hitting that subscribe button. We got a lot of awesome content coming throughout this next year and hopefully a long time after that. My name is Chris, for those of you who don't know me, and I will be the host for you today. Here we go. This is the top 10 releases of quarter one of 2021. Kicking things off, This Surrender with their debut album called Rebirth. This was actually born out of James Franchise's music. He was kind of a solo artist doing hard rock and metal covers of worship songs, but this is a full-on band. He brought in some guys. They're working on putting together some shows. Rebirth is their first full-length debut album, and they have so many awesome original tracks on here, as well as some awesome covers. Metalcore, even some kind of like pop punk hardcore kind of stuff in there. It's definitely a super awesome release, so go and check this one out on streaming services and go check out some merch. Number 9, we have Yours for Mine. First album in 13 years or something like that. It's titled Yours for Mine, How Dark the Night. Yeah, this album is a concept album, and it's about a young boy named Habit who runs away from home and gets trapped in a town called Seduction. The whole album is kind of about mental health, wrestling with God, life after death, and basically the character kind of grows into relationship with God in the last few songs of the album. It's super interesting and super awesome the way they did it. This is probably my favorite cover of the entire year so far. It's super beautiful, and I definitely dig it. So go and check out these guys. They kind of got a post-hardcore kind of sound to them. Super great stuff mixed in throughout, but definitely go and check out How Dark the Night.
'Cause I got my head in the clouds, I'm in the wind, not the rain. I got my head in the clouds, just let me sing again. I feel a little forced to rhyme sometimes, feel a little forced to smile sometimes. Feel like I can never express this right, like everything I say is wrong, so why try? It just isn't like me to like me, and I get the feeling that you like to fight me.
Next up is Lion Fight with his debut album, An Investigation into Perceived Heaviness. This project is actually a solo project from the vocalist of the British hard rock band Amongst Wolves. Also go and check out that band, by the way. They have some amazing music. But the vocalist released this as a solo project earlier this year, and I actually didn't catch on to it until fairly recently. And I gave it another listen to just before filming this video, looking at my list. And man, this album is super awesome. The main message behind it definitely seems to be kind of like hope through mental illness, leaning on God and trusting on God. And the whole sound is so unique, kind of like poppy tones mixed with some rock, mixed with some metal, some heavy moments in there, some breakdowns. But you also have a lot of catchiness, and it's a lot like his band Amongst Wolves. They have a similar thing, except they tend to be a little bit lighter overall. Lion Fight seems to be a way for him to kind of go heavy. Absolutely love this album. It is definitely worth checking out. Again, killer artwork, and yeah, definitely check out Lion Fight.
There's something in the way I feel it clouding everything. There's fire in my head that calls my brain into the wind. I know to go on, I think might be the only way to win. So hold me as I float, or I may not come home again.
All right, time for the first honorable mentions on this list. Paradigms with their first EP called Shift. At least I'm pretty sure that's how you say the name. PRDGMS. Pretty sure it's pronounced Paradigms. It's kind of a cool play on words with the name of the EP as well, Paradigm Shift. This is a band also fronted by James Franchise from This Surrender. These guys have like a heavy gent, like heavy worship sound to them, and I'm not going to go too in depth in this as this is an honorable mention, but definitely go and check out Paradigms with their first EP called Shift if you like that heavy gent kind of boppy sound. Next up at number 7, we have Panto Crater with their new album Marching Out of Babylon. These guys have never really been ones that I've checked out too often, but the artwork kind of caught me, really drew me into checking out this release. These guys are a death metal band from Sweden, so you got that Swedish death metal. They've been around for a long time, and I'm only now just getting ready to dive into their older discography, but I gotta say, I was blown away from this album. If you guys like heavy, grimy sounding death metal, go and check out these guys. Probably in this style, in this genre, one of my favorite bands I've heard. They have really helped me grow and appreciate this genre of metal, as it's something I'm not normally used to. So before you write them off and be like, I don't like death metal, go and check it out and let me know what you think in the comments down below. Number 6 is a new band from California. I believe they're a two-piece, started out as a solo project, but they have a new EP out called Here and Now, and this is the band Framework. I was super stoked to find these guys, digging in on Bandcamp. Awesome website. There's a lot of garbage on Bandcamp, but if you do your research and you learn how to search for it and dig for it, you can find some hidden awesome gems like these guys. Just for those of you who have made it this far, here's a sneak peek. These guys are also on the upcoming For the Rock compilation, Songs of Hope for a New Era, coming out on May 7th, 2021. So if you are watching this past that, you can go over to fortherock.bandcamp.com right now and go grab a copy of the compilation for free. You should also, while you're over on Bandcamp, you guys should check out Framework's EP Here and Now, and also their first EP that came out a couple years ago. Awesome stuff.
Looked upstairs inside my head, what's the deal? I can't tell what is fake and what is real. Turn reason again and all crashes down. It's hard to feel when you're not around. It's easier said than done. I've never found where I belong. A means to an end. A means to an end.
Number 5, we're just about halfway through. This is Cultist, An Observation of Grief. This was one that I kind of held off on sharing for a long time because I wasn't entirely sure with the band name. Honestly, it was one of the... He actually went through a whole thing and people voted to keep the name on his Facebook, but he was considering to do a name change because a lot of people kind of got confused what the band was about with the name. He has some good explanations. If you guys are interested, go and check out his page over on Facebook or on Instagram. He's explained it there. But this album has a heavy, blunt message talking about sin in the world, hell, and repenting from sin, and heavy, blunt message, but definitely some awesome lyrics as well. So heavy deathcore, almost beatdown territory music, and it's awesome. Amazing artwork as well. Go and check out An Observation of Grief by Cultist.
There's nothing confidence in you. You don't want to be saved. Points of finger, but inside you know you chose your place. We chase your glory for our shame. We cast ourselves into the flames.
All right, time for a couple quick honorable mentions just before we get going down to the final 4. Fire from Heaven, The Evil Wolf Chronicles. This was actually from my bandmate Andrew, my bandmate from White Robe Nation. He makes some awesome music. He's kind of went full on headlong into like fantasy metal stuff, much in the lines of Lord of the Rings. This album kind of introduces the story and the characters. It's kind of about the dichotomy in us, like the good versus the evil, the flesh versus the spirit. Amazing artwork as well. Go and check out Fire from Heaven, The Evil Wolf Chronicle. Another quick honorable mention, Jonava, I believe is how you say the name, with their album Steel Skies. This is a black metal album, then progressive metal, like stuff like that. It's pretty rare that you'll see me listening to black metal, or on black metal in this case. There's a few bands out there now that are actually, I find, they're making that genre of music, but they're doing it with high production value, good sound, good mix. That's what really needs to happen, I think, in the black metal community. I know that a lot of people dig the kind of trash can garage kind of sound, the production of it. I honestly can't stand it. But these guys have put together a quality album. There's good production here. Definitely one of the best kind of black metal albums that I have heard. So go and check it out. Steel Skies by Janava. All right, number 4, we're getting down there. Love and Death, Perfectly Preserved. This was a long time waiting for this album. They released their last album in 2013, I think, on Tooth and Nail. I've been a fan of these guys since before it was Love and Death, back when it was just Head under Brian Head Welch's name. I saw him at Creation Fest a couple times in 2010, 2011. We've been waiting for this album for so long, and it hits hard. It's good, it's solid. Part of me is just a tiny bit disappointed because I feel like they got rid of some of that element of heaviness that they had with the old stuff, and they went just a little bit more mainstream with this one. I'm not faulting anybody on that. It's just the way the music industry goes, and I'm sure with these guys having other projects, especially Brian being back with Korn now, trying to find the time and justifying making another album under this band and this project. Honestly, I love the album, but part of me is a little disappointed that it sounds a little bit different than it did before. But again, love the artwork. Go and check out the new Love and Death album, Perfectly Preserved.
Silence before and nothing after, echoing inside. I confess
Here is a super special one for you. Crowned in Sorrow with In Memoriam. This was a huge surprise for me. Epic melodic death doom metal. So just kind of going with that death metal tone, kind of like Panto Crater, but this goes in a whole different direction. Again, between these two bands, they're winning me over to the death metal genre. I'm definitely digging it, kind of getting into a gritty territory of metal. But again, these bands have really a high production value, and I think that is what has won me over to these genres, because sometimes also great artwork. It blew me away, and I am definitely going to be checking it out throughout the year again and again. One final honorable mention that I wanted to let you guys know about: Reflection of Glory, full-length album, Christian symphonic power metal, Escape the Dream. This was a album produced by one man, Barry. He's super awesome. If you guys want something a bit different, again, look at that artwork. Oh, it's so beautiful. But if you guys want something different and interesting, this is almost like a Christian metal opera. Like, the way this whole thing plays out, the style of his voice, everything is different and interesting with this one, so definitely go and check it out. Number 2, Face Down Records. Chris Ratzlaff and the rest of the guys in Fallstar. They released Sunbreather this year, and oh my goodness, this album is so interesting, unique, and different. Fallstar always likes to do really interesting metal music. They kick it off with this kind of industrial rap, hardcore song. I honestly don't even know how to describe it, but this album is so catchy, so different, so unique. Definitely worth your time. The way the lyrics are written, very vague and sometimes hard to kind of decipher the meaning behind them, but they got an interesting message and interesting things to say on this album, but definitely go and check it out. Hey guys, just before we finish this off, before we get to that number 1, I want to thank you guys so much for getting to this point in the video. Let me know down in the comments if you made it this far. Type pizza, and I will know that you guys watched to this point. If you guys have watched this far and you haven't hit that like button down below, it would be so awesome if you could do that. It helps the channel out a lot. And if you are new and you made it this far and you enjoy this video, it would be awesome if you hit that subscribe button down below, because I got a lot of cool future content similar to this coming up soon. Number 1 of 2021 so far, because this is one of 4 videos to come out. Brutality, Worldwide Desolation, released on Rottweiler Records. This album is amazing. I will not stop talking about this album the whole year long. Brutality is a band made of teenagers. It's thrash metal, which is not my favorite genre at all. And yet here we are. Don't let the age undermine what you think of this album. The name may be a little cheesy, but dang, this band is not. Worldwide Desolation is without a doubt to me the best album of 2021 so far, especially the first quarter. They have breakdowns in thrash metal. They have super amazing catchy choruses and melodies layered throughout. This album packs a punch. It's long, it's a full length. Like, go and check it out. Do not miss this one. If there was any album on this entire list and you only checked out one, check out Brutality, Worldwide Desolation. You won't be disappointed. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me in this video. I think it's fun to let you guys know about a bunch of music all at once. This is kind of like a video form podcast of what I was doing with For The Rock. Yeah, it's a great time. I hope you guys enjoyed my new little setup for the channel. It's new. I just got this done. I work at a print shop, so I went in and printed up the poster. Got some LED strips, kind of spice things up a little bit in here. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope you guys discovered some new awesome music. Go and support these artists. Go and purchase their music. Go stream it. Go let people know about it. And it would be super awesome if you guys were to tell a friend about this video. Send it to a friend. Send it to a group that you're in online somewhere. If you think that they will enjoy at least one of these bands, go let them know. Go spread the word. That is how we all do this together. All in all, thank you guys so much for watching. It's been a pleasure. I hope you guys have a peaceful, wonderful day. God bless. I will see you soon. Bye.